Well, hello, Coffee Time friends. How y'all doing? It's coffee time and it's supper time. I need that coffee. We're making 2 pies tonight. We had 2 crusts in one container. I called Mama earlier and I said, I'm on the way home. Will you pre-bake that crust for us so that'll save us some time? Because this is going to take about 25 minutes to bake, this tomato pie. And so when I come home, she was baking 2 crusts. I said, Mama, we're going to do 2 pies? She said, yes, 1 chocolate, 1 tomato. So we're doing a combo tonight, right, Mama?
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the tomato pie. While Mama finishes.
What the pie calls for?
I think I've got everything.
I mean the temperature.
350.
So I can get the oven.
Well, just fix it for your pie, and my pie will cook. You can put mine hotter or whatever. This is a little bit of green onion that I'm just going to hurriedly chop up here. I've got about everything chopped up because I knew it was going to be a little cook time, but I'm glad Mama decided to do chocolate pie because that'll give us something to do while ours is cooking. Tomato basil pie is what I'm fixing. The basil's important enough to me, I'm going to put it in the title. That's just how serious I am about putting a little basil in my pie, okay? And this is 2 different types of basil. This is both green and purple leaf. You can see here. Now, my original recipe called for, I think it was something ridiculous, like 10 leaves of basil. I've got probably 20 here. And that's fine, because I like the basil. And this is just a little pile. I just washed it, just picked it. Just went out in the sprinkle of rain and picked it. And I'm just going to go cross-cutting it here. And I'm not really like chopping it. I'm just giving it like I'm wanting to just do.
Oh, I can smell it strong.
I'm just wanting to do a grid chop. I'm going to make that up. You won't find that in a culinary, but I don't want to just mash it all to pieces, but I do want it to be good and just little fine chops, okay? What do they call this in the real world?
Coarse chop.
This ain't coarse. I mean, I just don't want to chop. I want to, whatever. Do what you want to. I just want mine to be just right. So that is, okay, let's just review the whole thing here. I laid these out here on paper towels, salted them, because what I'm wanting in that paper towel is sopping wet. I want them to release some of that moisture for me, because I don't want them in my pie. And this is my pie crust, pre-baked. You just want to bake it so it's a good golden brown. That's going to cut down on that extra moisture as well. So we're just going to layer our tomatoes in here. They've been sitting here about 15 minutes. You don't have to have 2 different kinds. You don't have to do this anyway. But I'm thinking about when I cut it, how pretty it will be. And I want it to be just as pretty as it can be. And put one in the middle. And I'm just laying all my tomatoes right in here.
Here's some ribbons on this side.
I have made some different versions of this. I think I made one with you all with some cream cheese one time. But this is the traditional tomato pie. We'll make about 4, 5, 6, 8 of these a year if we can get to it, because they're so good. You just don't want to put too much that overflow your whole ingredients here. Now I'm going to put this basil right in here, just like that. Just like that. Ooh, don't mind.
That basil is strong.
Mama, you're literally cleaning underneath my pie pan.
Well, I had to get all that moisture.
Literally, Mama, literally. People say literally all the time now. I'm using it literally. All right, so I'm putting my onions right here on top. A little bit of green onions, a little bit of that purple onion. Look how pretty that is already. Can you imagine how pretty that cross section is going to be when you slice it? And I'm going to save a little bit of that basil just for garnish on top. Now I've got a few little tomatoes. This is just because I know they're going to get up here closer to the top. I've got a few little tomatoes over here. They're just probably were like baby Romas.
Ah, those ones I raised, those little ones.
Yeah, and here's a little Mr. Stripey. And I'm going to save a few for just the top. Okay, so you're just kind of nestling these in. The little ones, just like a Christmas tree, you're just stacking them up as you go. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and I'm not going to waste all this delicious purple onion here. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of that there. I may save this till after it bakes because I want that beautiful green basil. I might put in there at the very last few minutes, okay? So now let's come over here and let's make our top that we're going to put on here. But first I'm going to put my cheddar cheese. Now remember, this is going to heat for a while. It's going to melt down in there. It's going to be delicious. I've already salted those tomatoes. But I'm getting ready to grind a little bit of black pepper on them. The cheese, the tomatoes, all is there. Oh, I said I was going to. Yeah, there it comes. So I'm going to grind a little bit of tricolor peppercorns. I'll put a little bit of this salt here, this mineral salt. Then I'm going to put my mozzarella. Is there no mozzarella cheese in there?
I didn't see any.
What? I bought a bag.
You bought a bag?
Yes, ma'am. This really needs mozzarella. She's got the 4 cheese out here, which is great, but it needs mozzarella. And I bought a bag just special anticipation for tomato pie. This is y'all's Southern secret onion and garlic.
Let me see if I can find some more.
There's a hole in there, Mama. And there's a whole block. This is y'all's Southern secret. And it's got the little bit of onion. You can put whatever flavors you want in here. So on goes the mozzarella. That is some good stuff right there. And now you just want to press it down in your crust.
Well, it's not lost.
We surely didn't use all of this. So we used it on something else?
I think you must have.
Well, we got some right here. That's good. I'll go ahead and put some of this 4 cheese on here.
You need some of this?
No, I'd have to shred it. I've got mozzarella. If I have any, I would break down and shred some. So this is going to be plenty cheesy because I've got mozzarella, cheddar, and this 4 cheese blend, which has got a little mozzarella in it. I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit of this freshly grated right out of this jar, Parmesan. All this has got to melt down now, folks, so just hold on. Now in here, I'm going to put, I think the original recipe told me 1/4 of a cup. I'm putting that much right there, mayonnaise. Now I mix my, ooh, John, you made a mess of the mayonnaise. That's a messinaise. All right, I'm going to open up this sour cream here. So I'm going to put a good 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. I'm going to go ahead and call it like it is. And then I'm going to put this sour cream in here with it. And I'm going to put maybe 1/4 of a cup of sour cream. Okay? Mayonnaise and the sour cream. Mama, you'd probably like to eat that sour cream with you. Mama loves her some sour cream.
I felt better waiting for it and everything.
And I'm going to put a little bit of my basil in here. That's just going to keep going. Now into this pie, I forgot to tell you, I put a few little sprigs of my rosemary because it was out there and it needed a little bit cut off, and I thought that would be great in it. So I did put with the onions, there was a little bit of rosemary in there, okay? So in here, I'm also going to put, now I'm going to put a little bit more Parmesan than I put on there a while ago. This is going to be probably 3 good tablespoons. I'm going to guess, okay? And I'm just going to stir this up. Now you can put anything you want in here. I think I will put a little bit of y'all's in here. This will be delicious spread for anything because that sour cream and that, I'm going to put a little bit of this in here just because I got it in the pie. And y'all know I'm bad about wanting to put on top whatever I put in. Okay. So we'll stir this up. A little bit of that basil. Now, if you got dry basil, go ahead and sprinkle you some dry basil in there if you want to. If you don't have fresh, it's just as good. You don't need as much of it. That's the beauty of it. So here's our pie. Can y'all see? Come down a little closer. Come over this way. Come over here, folks. Let's get in here. I'm going to put you on the bird's eye view. There you go. So in here was my layers of tomato, my basil, a little bit of rosemary, some red onion, some green onion, mozzarella cheese, cheddar cheese, 4-cheese blend. And it's Mr. Stripey tomato and red tomato mixed. In here is a good half a cup of mayonnaise, a fourth of a cup of sour cream, a dash of Southern Secret, which is onion and garlic powder blend. It's also got just a little bit of basil in it. I'm going to crack a little bit of pepper in it. Yeah, put pepper on top, folks. It's good. And I think we're going to call it quits with that. Because the real recipe just said mayonnaise and sour cream and a little bit of seasoning. And Parmesan cheese. The Parmesan cheese went in here, remember. But we ain't through with the Parmesan cheese. So now let's just get this on here. Okay? And just spread it as best you can. That's all I'm going to tell you. Spread it as best you can. Now here's my little thing on this. I love this topping. And I want plenty of it. But I don't necessarily want it rolling out. Okay? So I don't worry about covering the whole pie. I get right at seeing if you do too much, it's going to pull up. You got to watch when you're spreading this. Now let me take all that back that I just said. I do cover the pie, but I don't worry about going all the way down because this is going to cook and it's going to cover itself. But if it don't, it's going to be cooking and going in the pie, not over the pie, okay? So when I say I don't worry about covering the whole thing, I don't go, like, that's fine with me. That right there is fine with me, okay? Now, let's bring it right over here. Now, I'm going to go ahead, and this is more than decoration. This is flavor. This is flavor right here, okay? More than decoration. Well, I should have saved me one more little round, shouldn't I?
Well, this one's a little bit bigger.
That's the part you don't like, Mama. Here's some Mr. Stripey. Because this is going to roast on here. This tomato will roast right on here. Be delicious. Just like that. What a wonderful little treat. And now I am going to take my chances. This may look brown when it comes out. If it does, it may be burnt looking. But you'll know what it is in spite of everything. But it does look pretty on there. That little bit of basil, don't it?
Okay.
Now there it is, folks. That is a tomato basil pie going in the oven for, I'm going to say 25 minutes on 350. We're going to check it then anyway. And the crust has been preheated. If you need to put a crust shield on, you can. But I think it'll be okay. Mama, you going to put it in there? You want me to put it in? All right. Thank you, ma'am. So that's that. And that's going to be the entree tonight. Mama's definitely got the best dessert in the world coming up. I love chocolate pie. We don't get them very, very often. We get them around Easter. And then used to around November for Daddy's birthday. But this is a rare treat for us to get chocolate pie. Sounds gross. Faye, what sounds gross? Hey, yummy, Brenda. Now, Brenda, I like yummy better than gross. What was the white stuff on top? The white stuff, I could have sprinkled a little bit more Parmesan. I was gonna, but I didn't. I forgot. But I did put plenty in it. The white stuff on top was a half a cup of Duke's mayonnaise, a fourth of a cup of of a sour cream. It had a sprinkle of y'all's secret onion powder and garlic powder in it. It had black pepper ground in it. And it had a dash of basil, chopped fresh. And then it also had about 2 tablespoons of freshly grated Parmesan cheese right out of this jar. And if y'all want to grate your own, you have at that. But this is what it had in it. And it's delicious. I'm going to tell you. I like this one better than the one I did with the cream cheese that time, and it's easier to deal with. Now, I've got to get my good basil, my good rosemary out of the pile here, Mama. Look at that. Now, here's the thing about this. If you go out to get your herbs, don't worry about, do I need 8 leaves or 6 leaves? Get you some herbs, because you're going to need to keep them cut anyway. I didn't even need all this rosemary, but it's the health of the plant to keep it going. It needs to be topped. And it smells so good. And you can just lay it on your counter and let it, if nothing else, you can lay it on your counter. But you can dry it, chop it, and use it later. Or you can maybe have another fresh using of it. Put it in the refrigerator. Put it in a glass of water. Do you know rosemary will last year-round in water? You can grow it year-round in water. Basil, you can too. I'd have to cut the bottom of these leaves off and get it fixed up. But I've got plenty out there right now. I'm not just saying I can waste this. I will chop this up and put it in something, or I may even end up using some of the little things tonight for decoration. But the rosemary, everything, I'll put it on a plate and leave it sit here, and it smells delicious.
Yeah.
You can smell it in the morning when you come in the kitchen to make your coffee. You'll smell that beautiful herb aroma. So I don't count it wasted even if I just use it for smell. But I will tell you this. It is better to waste it than it is not to cut it. It's not one of those things, oh, I don't need it, I'm not going to waste it. Go ahead and cut that rosemary off and cut that basil off. Cut it down to the next little set of leaves. And if you have to, lay it out and let it dry and then throw it away or whatever, because that's the life of your plant. Mama's ready to work. She started listening to me. I can tell it sit on her face. Go ahead, Mama, get us some chocolate pie. Get us some chocolate pie going, Mama. Now, did y'all see that? That's what I deal with. Soon as I put the camera on, did you see her run like a fly? She's gone. I'm going to try one more time, Mama. Let's see if you stay.
No, I won't stay.
All right, Mama. Shall I read the recipe?
Yeah, I'll read it as I go.
Creamy chocolate pie. This says heat to boiling point.
No, I don't heat the milk. I just put it in here.
Okay. Changing that right off the top. 2 cups of milk. Combine 5 tablespoons of cocoa.
Well, I'll skip down to the cornstarch.
Okay. This is easy, Mama. I'm glad you asked me that.
5 tablespoons of cornstarch, right?
5 tablespoons of cornstarch. That's the 4th ingredient, in case y'all are wondering.
Well, I don't want the cocoa in my cornstarch.
All right, 5 tablespoons of cornstarch. Where are you going to go to next, Mama?
The cocoa.
And then 5 tablespoons of cocoa. Should we rewrite this in the right order? Or is this the part of the secret?
Yeah.
So no one will ever be able to follow it again?
Yeah.
They'd be heating milk and carrying on. They go, this don't taste like Tootsie's. Okay, 5 tablespoons of cocoa. This is Hershey's cocoa right out of the canister. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 beautiful tablespoons of cocoa. Okay, Mama, now what do y'all make up to? Beaten eggs.
1.5.
Oh, sugar. 1.5 cups of sugar, please. White granulated sugar.
Here's 1 cup.
And 1/2 cup. Now, where you want to go?
Okay. Now, next is the eggs. Right?
Okay. Stir in 4 well-beaten egg yolks.
I cheat.
Of course you do, Mama.
I'm stirring the cocoa, sugar, and the cornstarch together.
Okay. And now,
I've got to separate the eggs. Don't just dump it in there. I've got to separate it. I just want the yolks.
okay. So give me, yeah. Okay.
And I don't beat the yolks. I beat them right in here on top of it.
Of course you don't, Mama. Mama does it her way. How separate you want them?
That's good. Put the yolk in here.
One beautiful little yolk.
Now, I always dump that white in here. And then we'll...
How do you feel about the shells?
I don't want no shells in my white.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you tell me.
Don't want no
That wasn't the
white.
first instruction. Shellless white going in here.
Measure out my nail.
And another successful transfer of white to yolk ratio here. Yolk. White. Do you?
You see what I did?
No.
That no floors,
Nope, I didn't see, Mama. I wouldn't see for the world. I wouldn't tell nobody about it.
Instead of waistband, I had a...
One beautiful fresh farm egg. Yolk. White.
I don't see the need of having to beat the yolks. I just beat them in here.
I always like to wipe my eggs off with a towel. We wipe ours off anyway because we keep them in the refrigerator. You can lay fresh eggs out on the counter. You can lay fresh eggs out on the counter if you don't wash them. They've got a protective.
I didn't set the time
Oh.
on the oven.
It's been in there about 20 minutes.
It ain't been in there 20 minutes.
15 minutes.
We just now put it in there.
10 minutes. It's been there a series of minutes. And a white.
And that's the 4 eggs that it calls for. And I see I've got them all mixed up in there.
You did, Mama.
And now it calls for a total of 3 cups of milk, so I'm just going to pour a little at a time till I get this mixed up with my eggs and cocoa.
Eggs and cocoa and everything, ain't it?
Sugar, cornstarch, eggs, cocoa. Now I've got it all mixed. You don't see no flour or nothing like that left. So now I can pour the rest of my milk. And that was 2 cups of milk. I need 1 more cup.
3 cups total?
Yeah. I didn't think that was going to be enough, and it's enough and then some.
Mm-hmm.
Put my milk back in the refrigerator.
Egg whites. You don't have to get out the big blender.
Okay,
Boy.
now, what else?
Well, Mama, we're off target a little bit. 1 cup of milk, it says 3 cups of cold milk. When smooth. That's all. Combined, here's the total. I read in the order in which you've written it. It says heat boil point to 2 cups of milk combined, 5 tablespoons of cocoa, 5 tablespoons of cornstarch. Did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Stir in 4 well-beaten egg yolks, or not. 1 cup of cold milk. So you done your 2 cups, 1 cup.
Yeah, I got 3 cups.
It says when smooth, add gradually to the milk, which has just come to a boil point. Stir, cook until thickened, about 1 minute. Remove from heat. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
Butter,
1 teaspoon of vanilla. 3 tablespoons of butter. Pour into a baked pie shell, 9 inches. Top with meringue.
You're working on the meringue.
I'm doing something. Meringue, meringue, meringue. This will be the topping of the pie. And it will have sugar added to it and a little bit of vanilla added to it. See how those egg whites are frothing up? Can y'all see what I'm doing? This is making meringue. Making meringue. They had a hard time making meringue before the blender. I'll just tell you. Mommy, now here's a lemon no-bake pie. Ooh, that'd be good if we ever get us another pie shell together.
You think it would?
I think it would. I'm whipping air into these. Whipping air. They're nowhere near steep peaks though. Well, I don't know. Mom will have to test them. How long are you cooking that for, Mama?
Well, you let it come to a boil to get and you cook it down a minute to make it thick. You can
Let it come to a boil and cook it for a minute to make it thick, she says.
So you just gotta kind of watch it.
Let's see what y'all are saying. Hey, no sound and picture's frozen. Pam,
Oh my goodness.
mine's not. Is anybody else's? Go out and come back in. Yeah, that's a good fix most of the time. That's what I have to do. Somebody said if. Use electric mixer, sir. I know, Johnny, I should. May have to. May have to. But I'm working it. See, it's coming about. You all can do this without a mixer, you know. You can do meringue without a mixer. What do you think they did back in the cabin days? Do y'all think Carolyn Ingalls had a mixer?
On the back lot, she did.
Do y'all think, well, Mama Walton did have something, didn't she? They had the handheld mixers like we got over there, right?
They didn't have electricity.
Well, you had them handheld, you just crank them.
Oh, you cranked them. I don't miss it.
Mama, how much more does this need?
It's got a form of heat. Not a fire on the ones at the bottom.
It's peaking.
Well, if it's peaking, it'll be good.
See, I did it.
Put sugar in it.
No, ma'am. I'm afraid of you. I mean, I'm afraid of it. I don't know. I don't mess with Mama's.
See what the recipe.
See how it peaks?
2 tablespoons of sugar.
I don't know. Let me read it.
Let's see what it says.
It says top with meringue made 4 egg whites, 8 tablespoons of sugar. 8 tablespoons of sugar is going in here? Mom, I think it's too much. Let's go 4. What do you say? 4? 4 for sure?
4 for sure, I think. That's a tablespoon.
1. I think let's go with 4. Good night, nurse. This is before diabetes. This recipe is a pre-diabetic recipe. Now, y'all see me, I just about put that back in there. I do that all the time, and somebody will say, John, you put the measure in the canister, and I said, oh yeah, I guess I did. When we lose the measure, Mom says, you put it in the canister? I said, I probably did, Mama.
I thought we found it one time.
We find them in there once in a while. I don't
Somebody
know.
on there told us you put it in there, and I went.
Somebody told on me. Thank you for telling us. Good night. I never would have found the thing till we needed sugar again. Meringue. I think 4 is a plenty. You gonna put vanilla in this?
I don't usually.
She don't usually. Now what you're looking for when you say peaks, look here. So when I bring this up, will it make a peak?
And will it stay there?
Well, Mama, you changed the rules. It don't quite stay. I guess it needs some more beating, Mama. The old-fashioned one is hard. The hand mixer's easier, but it's louder. That sugar made it not peak. Did y'all see that? It could use some creamy tartar, could it?
I don't have.
She don't have any. Mama don't subscribe to the tartar. Do you?
I don't have.
So how long you have to let yours go?
It said if it rolls, but it's not getting thick yet.
Says it after rolls, but it has to thicken. Let's try our peaks now. I hope my arm's getting tired. I gotta hope it's done. I don't see no peaks.
You don't see no peaks.
Do y'all? Somebody help me. Tell me if there's peaks. Can I buy artificial peaks? Well, if Mama Walton can do it, Mama Ingalls can do it. And I started to say Hazel, but Hazel had a mixer. I've got a mixer. Sometimes it's good to do things the old-fashioned way. Makes you appreciate stuff. Mama, look at these anti-peaks. She says it might work, disappointingly, with a certain degree of tone. Did y'all hear it? Oh, I smell that, Mama. That chocolate just comes singing through there. Now, what do you have to do? Just pour it in your pie crust?
Yeah.
Well, that makes me want to get these peaks just right now. Makes me want to do a good job. That chocolate smells so good. Now this is just from 4 little egg. Oh, look there. I'm getting a peak. And it's staying.
Let's see how it's staying. Yeah.
This is just a 4 egg whites, folks. And look how big and frothy and wonderful. That chocolate encouraged me.
Now look how thick this is.
Look how pretty. It will do a flyover.
See?
Do it, Mama. Make us a pie. Mama, what's that song? Can you make us a pie?
That's Billy Boy. Can you make a cherry pie?
Can she make a pie?
Can she make a pie, Billy Boy? Charming Billy.
Charming, but we don't have the rights to that song.
No, we forgot we're butchering.
I know. That's the reason we don't really have to give a disclaimer that really running to the song.
I can't recognize it.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go. Now this was pre-baked, so remember that. You want to dock it by putting some holes in the bottom. Stir that up just like Mama did. Noah will put the pie on here, the recipe. We've already got it written up from when we made it a couple other times. Yummy. And your pie just kicked off, Mama. So it's time for this to go in there, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll clean that up if you need me to.
Okay.
That's the least I can do.
I know it's...
All right, I better whip this another minute.
You know what I didn't do? Put my butter and vanilla in there.
That's all right. Put a little vanilla in this. She skipped the butter and the vanilla.
I was talking, trying to get it.
Well, this might be a healthier pie, and if it tastes just as good, we'll tell you.
Well, here, you taste of this and see.
Well, Mama, it's chocolate. You can't taste that.
That one cost.
I think it tastes like your pie.
Well,
Butter and vanilla is optional.
let me have that right. I've got Coke.
You want to put a little vanilla in here?
Yeah. I'll pour a little vanilla in there.
It tastes great without it. So if you don't have butter and vanilla,
Oh, my stove kicked out.
I told you that a while ago.
I'm sorry.
So this is just a little bit of vanilla. I'm gonna put it in the meringue. Since Mama didn't put it in the pie, we'll stick it in this meringue.
Go, boy, go.
Go, Johnny, go, go. Look at that. Whip that meringue. All right, I'm gonna put this over here before we douse it with something. Now let's see if it's peaking. It's kind of, but I've about beat the egg white out of it. You're gonna put this on top of there now?
Mm-hmm.
You ready for it now?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, look over here. Let's forget the
Look
chocolate
at
pie.
that.
Let's concentrate on that beautiful tomato basil pie. Look how that cheese has just taken those little tomatoes, pulled them down a little bit. I'm gonna put just a sprinkle of this. And it didn't burn the basil too bad, but I'm still gonna put another little sprinkle on it because I saved it out here for it.
Okay, now if you'll hand me the egg white, I'll finish this side.
All right, Mama, there you go. I'll work on this pan. I'll be starting the dishes here. I don't miss the vanilla or the butter in it, Mama.
Oh, that's good.
I bet the butter just makes it glossy.
It does. I need a yeah,
Would you say something?
a spatula.
Well, Mama, all the others are in the washer.
Oh, that. I just want to clean out my bowl.
It's holding pigs like a dream.
Mm-hmm. Let me get the rest of it out of here. I don't want to waste the rest of this.
No, because my arm, I've sacrificed my whole arm just for to have a few pigs. Mama, this pie's delicious.
Well, the filling's delicious,
Huh?
The filling's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
It's not on my pie. It's not on here.
Where's it at?
Over there on that cutting board.
Oh, sorry, folks. I was busy over here.
I just happened to look up.
Well, if you'd have been in there, you'd have ran.
Hey, you did a good job of whipping it by hand, because it's good.
Well, thank you, Mama.
Now look at that.
That's a compliment for sure. And all those little peaks and valleys will be golden, brown, beautifulness. Be perfect.
Oh, that's pretty enough.
Well, it's gorgeous, Mama.
Here we go.
And there's your pan back. Now, we're going to get a couple of plates. Or y'all want to wait for that chocolate pie to come out? It won't be long. It's done. You just have to wait for that to get... You have to... You know, you need to stand there with your meringue. You don't leave meringue just laying around in the oven. Because it'll burn on you that quick. You'll look at it and you'll say, it needs another little second. Trust me. Meringue is not your friend in the oven. It'll burn. It will burn. I forgot to move the camera, J.A. I know. Those pies look beautiful. Kendra, thank you. I was getting a little bit of that chocolate out of that pan for Mama because it's so good.
Here you go.
I lost track of the camera.
Here.
Oh, thank you, Mama. Okay, let's slice this beautiful pie. This in here. So I want to show you again. This is the tomato basil pie. Now I did not do anything to my crust. This pre-baked it and put it back in there. So I didn't shield the crust. Didn't do anything. This is Mr. Stripey tomato. This is just the little red tomatoes. And I just put them on there. I like to put something on top. Not only for decoration. It'd be pretty if you just had the big heap of cheese. But if you're serving this, people will go, that must have something to do with a tomato and some green stuff. So they'll know what's on there. Basil and tomato. And this is a tomato basil pie. Somebody asked me, I think night before last, said, please make us a tomato pie. I said, you don't have to ask me twice. I'm on that. I was going to wait till Mama's Big Harvest came in, because that's when we normally do, but we may not get a big harvest. We may just get a light harvest this year. So, we're just going to have to go ahead and do thankful for what we get and try to buy something else, some more. I'm still wanting to can some this year because we didn't can any last year. Mind y'all, I'm doing this with one hand. So forgiveness is essential. Now look at that. That's the beauty. That's the cross section of the beautifulness. Look at that. There's your layers. Can y'all see that? There's your, now you can have that all red, or you can, where we mixed it up, that's wonderful, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have better results if you let this cool. You're going to, it's going to look a little prettier if you let it cool a little bit. But we ain't got time for that. We on a strict schedule. So here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Now see how this right here, if you let it cool, you won't have this nonsense to fool with. And yours will look prettier on your plate. My Mama, I'm sorry that it's hot. It just came out. It'll eat. It'll eat. Did y'all see all that? Can you see? Did I have the camera in the right spot? I sure hope so. I love these. This is something you can pull together in just a matter of a few minutes. I do encourage you to slice your tomatoes 15 minutes, 20 minutes ahead. Put them on that paper towel and salt them. That pulls a lot of that moisture out in your pie shell. See this pie shell? It's still good and flaky even though on the bottom. That's what we're looking for. Good flaky pie and all that goodness on top. Aren't we, Mama?
Yeah.
I've got coffee. You get you something to drink?
I will.
Coffee's good with tomato pie. How's the meringue?
It's coming along.
Is it browned?
Not yet.
She's letting it brown. You might want to put it under the broiler. Get that golden brown. You know, your grandmama's pie, your favorite aunt's pie, they were all so perfect. And it looked like they just probably slung that thing in the oven, pulled it out, and ta-da! They worked. They worked at it. Especially, you know, like hand beating that egg white. I really just done that. I want to show y'all it can be done. Not that we do it all the time.
No, we sure don't. I don't do that.
But it can be done, and that's what they did. And it's perfect. And that golden brown on top, just perfect. That was Grandmama's pie. And my granny's pies, and my mama's pies. But they gotta be watched. That's what Mama's over here doing right now. She's also just milling around like a butterfly.
They can see my back.
They can't see your back, Mama. I thought I tilt you way over there to the mirror that night. Yeah, they can see your back over there.
They can see my back.
It ain't quite there. She's checked it 11
I'm
D7
turning it.
times. 11 D7. That's a number. Look it up. Anyhow, it's not. But she's checked.
1,170.
It's great. 11 D7 times. It means a bunch. And she don't want it to burn. She wants to be just golden perfect for y'all. Mama, I don't know how we're going to eat tomato pie and then cut chocolate pie.
It's not going to be hard, though. It's going to be easy.
She's picky about her pies too, and like real picky. Like I won't even probably be able to cut it. This one I went ahead and cut. She probably don't like to cut it, but she probably won't let me cut that chocolate pie. Happy birthday, Mama. Robin, it's the 4th coming up. Won't be long,
Yeah.
but thank you, thank you. You keep freezing. Gina, I don't know. We're not here, and we're clear as a bell. So go out and come back in and see if that helps your side. I'm not sure. Was that Humpty Dumpty on the shelf? Well, Edward, it probably is.
He is back there.
It probably is. But now, Edward, I'm going to tell you something.
Humpty Dumpty.
It's just Humpty Dumpty because we say so. Do you know that nowhere in the Humpty Dumpty title thing does it say he was an egg? But he sure looks like it, don't he? Say hello, Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. But now nowhere does it say he was an egg. But we've kind of taken that upon ourselves. While we were playing with Humpty Dumpty. While we were playing with Humpty Dumpty, look what Mama did. Now, folks, that is fair quality. I mean, the state fair. Like, take it to church quality. That's a golden brown, perfectly wonderful. Peaks are showing, Mama.
I see that.
Boy, somebody whipped that good. That's a beautiful chocolate pie with meringue. Mama, let's bless this and let's eat this.
Okay.
Get your chair.
I'll get it.
You can relax. You'll get you something to drink.
I will after we bless the food.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful meal. We thank you for nourishing our bodies with it. Dear Lord, we just pray that you'll be with us and watch over us and lead, guide, and direct us and protect us, Lord. And Lord, protect all those children. Get ready to go back to school, Lord. We just pray that the hearts and the minds of the wicked will be turned and changed and no harm will come to anyone, dear Lord. And Lord, there's so many hurting people out there, so many needs, so much sickness, so much healing. Dear Lord, we just pray that you'll answer each and every one in your time. And we know you have the answers, Lord. And we're going to leave that all up to you. And we're going to trust in your mercy and your grace. In your name we pray. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mama, you try that.
Oh,
And tell me what you think.
what I think.
I'm going to let y'all see it. See that? All them layers. That goodness. Well, I'm going to tell you because Mama's not ready. It's absolutely delicious. This is a keeper.
It is good.
That basil, now if you don't like basil, don't put as much as I did.
Or don't.
If you really don't like it at all, don't put none. You can make a tomato pie without basil. I love the basil. And this is basil tomato flavored. That little bit of sour cream and mayonnaise, that Parmesan cheese in there makes the perfect topping.
Mm-hmm.
That crust is still flaky and delicious.
I love basil tomato soup.
Mm.
It's good.
This is right down Mama's alley.
It's good.
It's good, folks. Make you 4, 5, 6, 8 of these this year.
4, 5, 6, 8.
It's August. You got time. You got time to make one a week for August, and you'll have some tomatoes left in September. Have this every Wednesday till frost. It's a wonderful supper. You can't beat it. Look at that. There's another bite. Now, folks, I should put that on the front of a cookbook. I guarantee you one thing. When we write our cookbook, there'll be a tomato basil pie in it. Might even be a picture.
You'll have to steal one up of this one.
You don't think I could duplicate it, Mama?
No, you might could.
How many tomato pies you seen me make in a lifetime?
A whole lot.
When you love tomatoes as good as I do, why on earth would you not have a tomato pie often? This is my first one of the season, though.
I believe I like the tomato basil better than I do the plain tomato pie.
Oh, yeah. I've had in the past. Actually, to be honest with you, I guess this time I put more basil than normal.
Oh, yeah.
But it's better, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's come out real good.
And it's fresh. I usually, if I don't have basil, I just use dry basil and I don't put as much.
And Mr. Stripey's is pretty good in it. I didn't think they would be, but they are.
See that big piece of basil there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's ready. Mama?
Mm-hmm.
I'm about through with my pie.
Oh,
Hint, hint.
about through with one pie and wanting another one.
We should have done this on National Pie Day. I don't think it was seasoned correctly.
When was National Pie Day? I remember it, but I can't remember when.
It's during school.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think tomatoes are in season then. Y'all don't want to see the chocolate pie cut, do you? I'm seeing some hearts. Does that mean you do? Happy birthday, Mama. Happy
Well,
birthday,
thank
Mama.
you.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Linda. Hey, Michelle. Let's go. Frozen. Kathy, I don't know what's going on. Happy birthday, Mama. Your tomato pie and chocolate pie look delicious. Have a blessed and loving... It is delicious.
Thank you.
It is delicious, Linda. Let's see. Thank you. Michelle said. Let's see who is. Yes, Jackie said. Yes, you want to see it cut? Well, Mama's going to cut it, but you notice I didn't offer. Mama, you might have talked rude and hateful to me if I'd have cut that.
Oh, no.
You say that. But let's be honest.
It's so hot, it probably won't come out right.
See, she's already regretting it.
It has to cool.
She's already regretting it. Just cut you one piece, Mama.
I'll cut yours.
Cut you a piece and then let it cool. I'll suffer.
No, we'll never let you suffer.
No, looky here, folks. Here it is. Drum roll. Oh, Mama.
It messed it up.
I messed it up. See, she's going to put that in there to hold its place. But y'all going to get to see it right here. Look here. That is it. Now, it'll firm up, folks, and it won't be all mashy. But look at that beautiful meringue brown. That's what you're looking for. And the flavor, now we did leave out the butter and the vanilla out of the pudding, but I done tasted of the inside, and it's delicious.
You need a spoon or a fork?
I'm going to eat off this side right here, and you can have this the rest of this. And I'm going to take one bite.
It's so hot it won't cut. But it's staying firm enough, better not cut it.
Yeah, looky here. Now there it is, folks. That's the deliciousness of the chocolate pie. And I'm going to take my bite. Mama, get yours. Mama's wanting brownies for her birthday. Y'all got a great brownie recipe. Share it with us. We got a good one. But I can always use another brownie recipe.
Ooh. Not only is it too hot to cut, it's too hot to eat.
Oh, is it? You should have told me.
Very good.
It's not too hot to eat. It's to perfection. Mama, I'm thinking maybe leave the butter and the vanilla out. That's
Less
delicious.
Calories.
Less calories, and that's absolutely delicious. I don't think it could stood if it was any better. I got my coffee.
One I have, it don't call for it either.
This coffee and this pie. What more could you ask for? It's the best night ever. It's tomato pie, chocolate pie, coffee night.
If I'd have made one more pie of some sort, we could call it triple pie night.
Triple pie night. Mom, ain't nothing wrong with that for future references. We could do a tomato pie, a chocolate pie, and a lemon pie.
Ooh.
And do a triple pie night. Now, folks, they don't put 2 pie shells in one thing for nothing. They intend for you to have 2 pies that night.
This recipe is supposed to be for 2 pies, but it's in little thin ones.
Right.
It's real thin, and I use it for 1 pie because that's what makes it look like a real pie instead of a little flat thing. I don't recommend two shells for this one.
When is Mama's birthday? It's Friday, the 4th. August the 4th.
I'll be 75.
75. She'll be starting kindergarten.
75.
5 years old. Folks, that's all we got tonight. I mean, really, 2 pies. That's all we could really whoop up. So, Mama, what you want to say?
And just have a thank everybody for my birthday wishes and thinking of me when my eye surgery.
Keep on talking, Mama. You talk all you need to.
And I just want to thank everybody for all that, and I appreciate it. Appreciate some cards I've already got. I really appreciate that. Just thank everybody.
Oh, you through?
Yeah.
Love you, Mama.
Love you, hon.
This pie is wonderful. I'm going to say, leave out the butter, leave out the vanilla if you want to. I put a little vanilla in that topping, but...
You know, vanilla usually makes it thinner because it's liquid in there with it. But you did a good job of beating it by hand and it picking up and staying there. You did an extra good job.
You heard it here, folks. I did a good job. Thank you, Mama. May not. Almost as much as the pie.
Call me again and tell me to lay out some pie crust.
Oh, I will. Maybe tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow. We'll have tomato pie and chocolate pie tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow I'll say, Mama, why don't you bake us up them pie shells? That was a good call. All right, Mama, you got anything else for tonight?
No, I believe we've done enough damage.
Damage? There was no damage tonight, Mama. It was all 100% success. I'm going to get fly-ins over one last time. Usually we go ahead and leave. I'm going to fly. This is worth looking at again. Look at that tomato basil pie. They're not watching or they know we was busy. All right, Mama, say good night.
Good night, Mama, and God bless you all. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
I'll have a blessed night. Lord will, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be cooking up something else, I'm sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.